It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of who Romo is. Just like remember the Hank Hill thing? Where certain shit kind of gets you rattled. Like hey, you know what? That's Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Chris is like a bunny himself. Sometimes if you put him under pressure, he'll be like, oh shit.
You never know.
Oh, I'm late.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave him an accent.
Well, I was thinking about like bunnies in general. Like the one you killed. Like when they're put under pressure, some of them actually die. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Damn.
I didn't kill her. It was.
But you never know. That could actually.
What episode is this? 99 or what is it?
Oh, is it gonna be part? It's not gonna be part of the wrestling podcast series. It's gonna be part of.
Why not?
It's not a
Why not be
Romo.
both?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about wrestling. This is a wrestling episode.
Okay, so this is 99.
All right,
So
do it.
99. We're one episode away from
Crossover.
That might have been when I got into
Look at
wrestling.
that. Crossover
I
episode.
might have got-
1999?
Yeah, I was 10 years old. I
Damn.
think it was.
Yeah.
I was 10 years
For
old.
me, it was the same time too.
All right.
That was about the time where I could start remembering shit. But I was watching it on real.
Okay.
How old were you in 99?
4.
Oh shit.
So yeah, we're talking about wrestling. Yes, like WWE right now, AEW. Like all WCW,
WWF.
yeah, WWF. That when we started watching it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Chris is here as well, but Chris has agreed.
So-
Chris has agreed he's probably not gonna be talking about much, but we appreciate Chris allowing this episode to be recorded.
I mean, have you watched?
Yeah, I was gonna
Look,
say. So
maybe
do you wanna know mine?
let's talk this podcast and maybe we'll be like, man, I'll give this shit a chance. You know what I'm saying? If we,
Well, no, but
Hey, never
I
say
used
never.
to watch Bret Hart and Jake the Snake, like when my uncle was a teenager,
damn, that
I
was
was
like
young.
80s, early 90s, huh?
early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Bret Hart, Undertaker.
Yeah, everyone's seen.
Man.
I think everybody's seen Undertaker.
Yeah.
He's been through everyone's fucking like.
I'm pretty sure you've seen a lot of their podcasts too,
Nope.
or you haven't seen any of their
No,
interviews and stuff.
Not at all.
Man, they're pretty cool. You gotta check them out. find
Wrestler
out-
interviews.
Yeah, like Stone Cold. You got the Undertaker's doing a few of them, and Booker T's done plenty of them. Like you can actually get in depth with a lot of these wrestlers.
Interesting.
So basically, it's like what's up about what
It's definitely an art form.
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
that's what. As I got older, I started to realize. So, what got you in the wrestling room?
What got me into it? I grew up in a household with 2 older brothers, so it was 3 boys. And, my parents would work a lot, so, my brother Carlos, being the eldest, would watch over us. We'd watch wrestling on Friday nights. And that was always the best one, was SmackDown. I always see The Rock and The Undertaker. I would always see Stone Cold, going at it. All the best promos. I remember when Eddie Guerrero came out. I actually remember the night that Jeff Hardy won the belt against Triple H at the Intercontinental title. That was the first time he ever won it. I remember that. I remember getting into it. And I would mainly be into it because my brothers, we would always wrestle. We would always,
It was a bonding experience.
yeah.
Y'all were able to bond over it.
Yeah. How about you?
I'll be straight up. I don't remember 100% what got me into it. I think maybe I was just like scrolling through the channels one night when we had got cable, and I saw this, and I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" You know what I'm saying? And I think I just kept watching. And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna watch this." Every Monday night. And I think the first thing I got into was I think it was actually Nitro. I think I got into WCW first. You know what I'm saying? And then I got into because I like the character, for example, Sting. Sting instantly, like a lot of probably young kids, became my favorite wrestler right away. You know what I'm saying? His whole persona, his the way he came in, like his look, everything about that fool was like, damn, it got you. You know what I'm saying? And after a little while, I did get into like the WWF at the time. Got into guys like Stone Cold, guys like Kane, The Rock, that too was hot back then. Like DX, and everybody and their mama knew about the whole suck it thing. Everybody was doing that everywhere back when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I really got into it, and it was really just a solo thing for me. And I think actually my homeboy, I had one friend at school who was into it too. Like we would talk about it. And then you start to find out that there's other kids who are into it. So we get together, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously not all of us could afford, our parents weren't going to waste $50 on buying the pay-per-view for us to watch, right? So the kid who did get to watch it, we were all like, go find him and like, so what happened last night? You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
still the same with me when I was a teenager. I had my best friend Kendall. We were big wrestling fans.
Shout out to Kendall.
Yeah. But we would always be just be throwing DX signs in there in the middle of class and shit like that. We always talk about it whenever we would be on the field because we played football together too. So we would always catch up. I actually had cable, so he would always catch up on Monday Night Raw through me. Or I would always this is around the time when Skype and stuff was still going on, so I would Skype him or whatever. Or I would be on the phone with him while shit was going down. Or he would come over to my house and we would watch it together. And then we would just go to school the next morning. We were that close that his mom would actually let him stay the night at my house. And then we would just go to school the next morning.
That's cool. On a weeknight?
On a weeknight.
Wow. Bro, I skipped Skype.
I think the first WrestleMania I watched was WrestleMania 24. And I watched that with him at the end of it because he came through at the end. That was the first one I ever watched. That was pretty good. That was the night where I watched The Undertaker face Edge. That was the main event. Ric Flair's retirement match against Shawn Michaels.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night.
Because I've heard of Ric Flair. I used to play WrestleMania on the Super Nintendo. That shit was fire.
Yo, yeah. I mean, you mean 64, right?
No, I played on the Super Nintendo.
Damn. I don't think I even know about that. I used to play WCW, I think it was also called Nitro. I don't know, whatever. What it
Yeah, I remember you discussed, like you play a lot of wrestling games, right?
Yeah, when I was a kid. Hell yeah, bro. I played them all. You know?
Yeah.
The N64 games got memories, you know, linking up with my homie and then his cousins would play. So we you know, because, back then you could hook up 4 controllers.
Yeah. 4
motherfuckers could play video game right there. So we were playing tag team matches and shit. It was.
And it's all one screen, right?
Yeah.
It won't split it up because you're all in the same.
Yeah. Good old days, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I did get out of wrestling for a while, to, I guess, to go live life or whatever, basically, AKA getting females and shit and.
Chasing tail.
Yeah, try to have a social life, be a cool guy, all that shit. Try to find a social life. So I stopped watching wrestling for a while.
Before you knew how to balance.
Yeah. And it wasn't until I actually had decided to settle down a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a roommate, and I was living with my girlfriend. Still my girlfriend at the time. So I felt, I had been at my job for a few years, so I was living a pretty stable life, and I had gotten out of partying. Like I wasn't into going out drinking no more, going on the weekends. I had, I'd been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good. So one day I came across this other wrestling promotion that had just started up called Lucha Underground, and it looked pretty cool. I was like, damn, some of this shit is pretty interesting. I'm gonna check it out. So I checked it out, and man, from the first show. Cause I still remember the first main event was Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo, and man, that was a match.
That was for the $1 million, wasn't it? It wasn't for the title.
That match got me back into not just wrestling but that promotion. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, as I got more into it, you can't help but go and figure out what else is going on. So you look at the other promotions like WWE, obviously the biggest one. See what's going on with them, and I was like, it was alright at the time, but obviously to me it's not what it was when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then when you look back, you're like, man, it was just a lot of guys hurting each other, Mm-hmm. Nowadays there's in my opinion there's a big difference, back then it was just a bunch of big dudes trying to fuck each other up and sometimes legit fucking each other up, whereas now you've got they're legit athletes who go in there and put on these moves that they know how to hit safely, you know what I'm saying? Right. They know how to make them look good, you know what I'm saying? They practice these moves in it. Day in, day out. It's not like they're just
science.
Yeah, they're not just a bunch of crazy motherfuckers who go and drink and do drugs and show up to the arena the night of the event and go wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes are legit athletes now, and that's what got me into it. Because that main event I was talking about, Lucha Underground with Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo, that was an athletic performance. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing, and so from then on I got back into it and. Fast forward to right now, you've actually got, in my opinion, there's a new wrestling promotion that's only been around for maybe 3 years, it's called AEW. And in my opinion, that thing is crazy, bro. It's got the...
Yeah.
The wrestling that I wanted to watch, that's what it's got. Because AEW is more about these dramatic storylines. It's more about, how it looks. It's not so much about the wrestling anymore. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But AEW, bro, it's about wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Also, in the interim, before I got into AEW and after I got Lucha Underground, I got into Japanese pro wrestling, NJPW. And that blew my fucking mind, because those Japanese dudes, man, they go hard. You know what I'm saying? They go hard. And you would see what I meant. If I could show you any match.
I'm imagining,
Yeah.
like, because they go hard.
Yeah.
The culture as a whole goes hard with the martial arts.
Yeah,
Right? So I'm
yeah.
imagining.
They're an intense
Oh, yeah.
people, bro.
They
They're
are,
intense people.
and every move they do is on point, and it's all for the showmanship too.
Yeah.
It's
They give
some-
it their all.
Yeah,
every
See, that's
match,
gotta be
bro.
fucking hard, because not only are you trying not to hurt the other person, but make it look like, you know, you're also doing these moves, but then you also gotta be entertaining.
Yeah, also another thing too, WWE, their matches are gonna be maximum like 7 minutes, bro. Like, real talk.
Yeah, they have like
Yeah.
a certain.
NJPW, bro, you know, those matches would go 20, 30, sometimes even longer, bro. So
Hours.
if you like wrestling, this is for you. AEW too, like they don't go crazy like that. Every match is in half an hour. But when you watch it, you know you're watching wrestling, not just some you know, some
Watered down,
Yeah, there
mainstream
you go. I like how you
bullshit.
put it.
Something's got to
man.
be quickly done, and yeah.
You know, so yeah, you know, like that's my little wrestling storyline. You know,
That's dope. You know what's interesting? I find, like, because we all have Mexican heritage, culture, background, and luchador is like big.
over there in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The AAA. Yeah, that's their WWE. You know, AAA. Everybody.
Yeah, I remember there was a time period where I fell off too, because it was same thing. I lived life and did my other shit. And when I got back into it, I remember it was a WrestleMania main event where it was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, but it wasn't because of that. It was because it was the most perfect way for me for a storyline to end and start new ones with Seth Rollins when he won the belt against Brock Lesnar. That's when I got back into it. Cashed in the Money in the Bank in the main event of WrestleMania, stole the whole show, and then from then on, he just went on a promo tear on WWE, and that's when it kind of got me back into it. When he showed me Lucha Underground, and we watched that together, that showed me the athleticism, the athletic side of the whole aspect of it. Because at first, like you said, it was just more just brute force, you know, good story, you know, good mic skills, you know, good storylines, but just overall, they were just trying to hurt each other. There were, you know, a lot of drugs that they were using early on in the days, but there's a handful of matches in WWE that show, you know, very good like sportsmanship, you know, technique, actual great storyline telling, but it's just so far none in there now.
Yeah.
AEW is a completely different one. I started watching it.
So what's that? That's on like ESPN and shit? Or?
It's on TNT.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
It's on TNT.
So what's the difference between? Because you're talking about there's like because WrestleMania is like the Super Bowl.
That used to be.
WrestleMania is supposed to be WWE. That organization is supposed to be their big event, their Super Bowl. Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
And then
you
like
know what I'm saying?
WCW had
They
Raw,
had,
right?
They had,
No,
no. That was
WCW had-
also WWE. Raw was WCW. WCW. So okay, here's the shows as they were. So WWE had their WrestleMania was one of their pay-per-views, right? Every month they'd have pay-per-view where it's a big event, stacking it, you know.
Every month?
Storylines, yeah.
Holy shit! I thought
yeah.
it was like once a year.
Nah, bro, WrestleMania was once a year, but they had pay-per-views every month.
Oh,
Different.
okay.
They all had different names, so to speak. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But so WWE, you know, you have the pay-per-views with all those names: WrestleMania, Backlash, Royal Rumble, and then
Right.
you had the shows like Raw, you had SmackDown, you had Heat.
Those are the shows.
Yeah, and then with WCW, you had Nitro and Thunder, and then you had their pay-per-views, whatever they named them, like Bash at the Beach, or-
Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, you know,
Starrcade.
Yeah, there you go. You know,
That was, I
there
think
you go.
Starrcade was their
WrestleMania.
Yeah, so they call it Starrcade. It sounds good,
So,
right? Yeah. So who are your few? How about this, Romo? Give me your Mount Rushmore of wrestling. And I'll tell you
My
what.
Mount
I'll even
Rushmore wrestling?
I'll
Damn.
even make it. I'll help you out. Six wrestlers. Six instead of
Six?
And I could say four and really be an asshole.
man.
Because Mount Rushmore, how many is it? 4?
Yeah,
Oh.
but I'm gonna say six of wrestling because you know we're talking about wrestling not just from here, it's from Japan, you know all time.
We're looking at all of it.
So here's my Mount Rushmore. I tell you straight up. All right, you're gonna have Stone Cold. You're gonna have Kurt Angle. You're gonna have Sting. You're gonna have Hiroshi Tanahashi, and you're gonna have Charlotte Flair.
That's 5.
Okay, I get one more.
Charlotte Flair?
Yeah,
Is that Ric
it's Ric
Flair's?
Flair's daughter. Yeah, it's Ric Flair's
Wow.
daughter, bro. She goes so hard,
Wow.
bro. I might legit have to put Kenny Omega as number 6 then.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega is a Canadian dude, but he went to Japan and bro, he put a whooping on all those dudes. He was nicknamed the best bout machine. In other words, every time this dude touched the ring, it was going to be a world-class match. And bro, if I show you a Kenny Omega match from back in GPW, you'd be like, damn, wrestling looks kind of fun.
There was a
You know?
time period where he had every organization's belt. Every main organization in North America, he had all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Even NJP. No, he didn't have NJPW, see, but he had.
Well, he had theirs for a while. He
Yeah.
was, you know, he's been the champion everywhere he's
So
been.
he's like Wolverine, because Wolverine's from fucking.
Yeah,
Canada.
yeah, you know they call him the god of pro wrestling, and you know what I mean.
Isn't it crazy?
I know that's a giant thing to say, but I mean it's
No,
as far as good as it goes, like going everywhere and proving that you're the best. Like this dude has done it. He won AAA in Mexico and won their belt. You know what I'm saying? He's fought everywhere.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Mhm.
dope.
Yeah. You know that AEW thing, the organization. He's one of the guys who's actually behind it.
So why is he not your first instead of like because of his impact on you?
Well, he's obviously way younger than all those guys. You know,
Okay.
The guys like Sting, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold,
These are
Hiroshi
legends.
Tanahashi. Yeah, these are
Long
guys who
time.
have, you know,
They paved
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
for
yeah.
Kenny Omega to do what he was doing.
Tanahashi started wrestling back in 2000 or 2001. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Stone Cold back in the 90s. Kurt Angle,
Early-
late 90s, early 2000s. Sting, all the way from the 80s. He's in AEW, bro, and his character is still so badass.
That's dope.
Sting has been fighting and putting in work, wrestling, like as far like in my opinion, put out the image of what a wrestler should be for every decade. In the 80s, he was that big muscled out dude who was outrageous, and then in the 90s and 2000s, he was that dark character. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah.
it was amazing, you know. And now, you know, he's just like I'm the OG, respect the OG, and that's he gets in AEW he gets that respect, bro. It's really beautiful to see because, like I say, he's one of my favorite all time.
So it honors the
Yes,
history.
and in my opinion, where he's at right now, he's getting respected, the respect he deserves.
That's
So,
rare.
so
Right?
now you've had time to think. Give me your 6 Mount Rushmore.
It's crazy. Mine would be Stone Cold be one. Brian Danielson.
Whoa, that's a
Two
good.
first names.
another one.
Whoa, he's right, bro.
Because
That-
I've watched him since
Bro.
when he first came in.
Brian Mania, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. There was a WrestleMania where it was all about Daniel Bryan trying to get the belt, overcoming every odd against him. Bro, oh my God, yes, he's right. Yes, it's like a Rudy, but like in a real life. You know what I'm saying? That shit was
And
crazy.
even backstage, he had to still deal with it because he never fit their image of who they wanted as like a wrestler. Like Vince's image of his champion. He didn't like a small champion. He liked those big brute guys. He didn't like his champion to be tiny and small. That's why if you look at any of their WWE,
from David.
nah, yeah.
He wanted Goliath.
Yeah, if you look at any of their champions, that they're any tiny one, they've only had maybe a 3-month reign, and that's been about it.
No sidetracking. Give me more.
But-
Come on, give me
That's
your.
two.
Yeah. Who'd he say? Daniel
I
Bryan?
said Stone Cold. I said Brian Danielson.
Uh-huh.
It's Stone Cold and Steve Austin. That's the same
Yeah.
person.
It's Stone Cold's like his moniker.
Hiroshi Tanahashi. I have to say Naito because I love the way he wrestles.
Naito is another Japanese wrestler. He does go very hard.
All right. Kenny Omega.
It's 5.
And as far as impact, since the early '80s.
Oh, he's gonna
that's-
say, AJ, stop.
Oh yeah. That is damn.
Who were you gonna say, Ric Flair?
Okay, no. I was gonna say Ric Flair. Yeah, no, AJ Styles.
Jump.
No, but you were gonna say somebody else.
I was, but he deserves. He probably would prefer him being out of that list because that's just
Who?
the type of person.
Who are you gonna
Dusty
say?
Rhodes.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty?
Dusty
The
Rhodes.
legend?
Dusty
The legendary Dusty Rhodes. If you watch some of his matches, if you get past his gimmick, because a lot of people don't like the gimmicks. If you look past like some of the out of the ordinary things he did, he carried very good matches, even back in the early '80s and shit. Like when you saw him win, you celebrated with him. You felt like you won because he wasn't that big brute guy that you couldn't be. He was a big fat looking dude, like a common ordinary dude, but
Southern motherfucker.
Southern as could be.
He sounded like.
I was imagining like a skinny farmer.
Sometimes he sounded
But he
like he sounded like a tough Boomhauer.
Yeah.
Like,
But he had such great mic skills, and I can't lie to you. He probably established what having great mic skills was all
Oh
about.
yeah, he's got one of the best. Probably some people say the best wrestling promo of all time. If you YouTube Dusty Rhodes Hard Times, that promo that he busted is looked upon as probably, like I said, the greatest promo ever busted in wrestling.
What's a promo?
A promo is
You know, like before the match or before the commercials, like, hey, I'm here with Vino, who's gonna fight Chris tonight. What you got to say, Chris? I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kick your ass, man. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass. Ah, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's
like,
amazing.
that's a promo. You know what I'm saying?
But to be able to tell a good promo is to be able to draw not only the audience in, but to get the match hype. But to keep the storyline going. There's a lot of people who do this and they just completely botch it before the match even starts.
The verses to me, because I think like the whole Busy Bone and the Juicy J, and then like the way that I feel like it's like wrestling, because they're making this show where there's this conflict, but they're like, hey, we're gonna do this conflict because they know, all right, when we were young, we used to beef and shit. And
could be.
So we're just gonna do an act, like, and I think that's what the Locks and Dipset did, like, and I think it just adds excitement to the. So it's like I feel like those guys were probably into wrestling whenever they decided to do this. It's like a hip hop wrestling.
Yeah, hip hop has a lot of a lot of wrestlers, a lot of rappers I'm into. I noticed like they'll make wrestling references.
Right.
They'll use like wrestling beats or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
like it's it's one of those things.
It's almost intertwined.
Yeah, it's a crossover. It's a crossover. It's
a lot
pretty
of
good.
crossover.
Yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore.
That's his Mount Rushmore. Romo is very.
Any black dudes on these lists? Just any black dudes?
I did not.
Are there any good like?
But I did name a female.
Honorable mentions.
I'm more diverse than Romo. At least I named a female.
Yeah.
Romo gave the females no love.
Oh man.
I can name you the top 5, fucking female wrestlers if we want to do that.
No, there's not even.
China.
Nah, she wouldn't.
Nah, she wouldn't.
But as far as that's the whole wrestling thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So for me, I'll tell you something, and you can also expand. Like, does wrestling have a deeper meaning for you? As a kid, I did not grow up with the father around. You know what I'm saying? And I was just a kid. Just a kid, bro. I didn't know what was going on in my life. I didn't know how to deal with my feelings or my emotions. So wrestling was actually probably an outlet for my emotions. I would have given my aggression out watching these dudes fuck each other up. You know what I'm saying? And then you had dudes like Sting and Stone Cold, bro. Like if you were someone who felt little or felt alone or felt bullied or whatever, bro. Like you could look at these dudes as heroes, because you could imagine, like, man, if Stone Cold came, he'd fuck all the bullies up. You know what I'm saying? Stone Cold would, if Sting,
more common man type heroes.
If Sting was here, Sting would for sure, not take. He'd get a baseball bat and fuck all these haters up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all the bullies up. Fuck all my bad emotions up. Kurt Angle was more of a heel, so no, you didn't look at him like that. But
what he stood for was actually pretty good. His 3 eyes.
Kurt Angle had 3 eyes: integrity, intelligence, intensity.
So did he have a 3rd eye right here or no? Just the
hey, I like that. I never thought of it like that.
I never thought of it like that either.
Painted it on there.
But yeah. So for me, that's how wrestling had different meaning. And now it's the same thing. It's a good way to get out your aggression, bro. Like if you do have a lot of kind of some anger in you, or you're feeling stressed out, sometimes watching some wrestling, watching them just kick each other's ass. I mean, same thing for other sports like
MMA,
like boxing, MMA. If you like, watch. Sometimes that's good to get that out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, that's deeper meaning behind wrestling. What's you, Romo? You have a deeper meaning behind wrestling for you?
Any suppressed homoerotic feelings?
I love watching buff dudes. They're all over each other, man.
In underwear? Sorry, I had to say.
Tights.
I respect it.
I remember, bro, the best way to describe wrestling is like this. These guys are all over each other. That's literally that's literally the best way to describe wrestling. You know what? Okay, that part where people are like, "Oh, that shit looks gay." All right, bro, I get it. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you it doesn't look gay, but I don't look at it as gay. So.
Well, it's not gay because they're not having sex. Right?
But imagine if it's the same thing. The girls when they dress up all sexy and stuff, you're like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So of course you see a bunch of dudes
we don't see that as gay.
Swole as fuck and tanned and in some colorful tights, jumping all over each other.
I think that comes from our insecurity. The ones who say it, like people like me, is like, well, like we don't even look like those dudes, so let's just call them gay because they're so confident.
And then also, bro, you still have to realize a lot of the dudes to keep that body, bro, is like not a good thing.
A lot of them were juicing back in the day, and then
that's a whole other podcast in itself about the demise. See, because
there was a whole lawsuit.
The demise of wrestling kind of comes down to whole like recently, the whole opioid crisis that's been suppressed by mainstream media. You know, all the stuff that's going on.
Companies
yes. Yeah. So let's just say something similar occurred in the wrestling world that made it to go from all these badass guys who, like I said, would do drugs and get drunk and show up to the arena and fight, like where those guys could no longer do that, and because what was fueling this, you know, this all this stuff was found out to be really bad for you. Like that, like I said, that's a conspiracy in itself. And we don't need to get into that.
It was already taken into court.
But the conspiracy goes that here's this that there was a certain steroid. It had 3 initials, one being G, the second one being H. I'm not gonna say the third initial because you might get flagged. But it was a steroid. But this steroid did what it did. But it also in the end it would kill you basically. Like it would drain you of everything, and you would end up everything would break down eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is why if you go Google right now wrestlers that have died in the past 20 years, geez Louise.
Oh, the list
that
is
list
long.
is giant, bro. Giant.
In the decade from 2000 to 2010.
It directly into that, directly to the fact that, like, bro, these dudes were doing head chair shots up until the guy started dying, and they realized, oh wow, this CTE is a real thing. You know, same thing with the NFL. Like I really think that, like, it's stupid to say. Yeah, we just now realize that, yeah, you know, all this banging your heads together is not good for you. Like, I think that
bro, we are so scientifically advanced.
I think the information
has been out there.
Finally couldn't be held back.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You know,
it can no longer hide it.
But did you talk about the deeper meaning of wrestling?
No, y'all got into a whole side tangent. I'm just listening to you talk.
Yeah, so what's your deep? Oh, because I tried to say it was. All right, go ahead.
No, sometimes I let y'all talk because it's funny because y'all always get on to me about it. I just watch out. It's entertaining, but my deep meaning with it.
At least we're not just talking like we're interacting.
I'm making points. Y'all just randomly. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
It's still
I'm just joking.
Anyway, we're sorry.
But
bro,
the deeper meaning that I have.
Well, that's podcast 99 for y'all. I'm later.
Yeah, that's a wrap. Who cares what this thing?
Let's go fuck each other.
Man, that's fucked up.
So what is it as deeper meaning? Because I know it's like your brothers. It's how you and your brothers connected.
Well, don't speak for Romo.
I know, damn. Everybody just speaks for me and shit.
Sorry.
But no, the deeper meaning that it had was it gave me something I always strive for. You know, it's like a hero that you want to be. You know, it was all I always liked I did love Jeff Hardy and his little party antics, but I was always a fan of like John Cena, AJ Styles. These guys have these gimmicks. Kurt Angle, they got Kurt Angle's 3 eyes, John Cena's hustle, loyalty, respect. The way he carried himself. Even the most epic time to watch John Cena was when he started getting booed because people were getting bored with his wrestling.
Okay.
But he was just that good.
Remember, no one likes Superman that long. The perfect individual is only likable for so long. For you're like, okay, what else can you do besides be Mr. Perfect?
And it's crazy because it was in a Batman quote from it with Harvey Dent says that you live long enough to see you either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yes.
And he carried that because he could have become a heel and he probably would have been the most epic heel turn of all time.
They didn't let him.
They didn't let him. But he carried it also for the kids too because there would have been a lot of kids disappointed.
Bro, he made so much money for the merch, like with everything he had and shit, bro. Like
John Cena.
He was their golden goose. They didn't want to lose that, bro.
And even if you see interviews with the guy outside of it, like, dude carries himself very well. He played the ball, he played the company man as much as he could, but there was that hustle, loyalty, respect, and it was also like Hangman Adam Page's cowboy shit to how Kenny Omega carries himself from just being. Originally, he was known as the cleaner. He was just there, that was his original gimmick. Like a janitor, like a custodian.
But then he hops in and starts kicking ass.
And he just becomes the god of pro wrestling. It's cool. The way that these men carry themselves that I would want to carry myself as too. Because it's just not to be intimidating, but it's just you carry yourself with such pride, such dignity. You have a set code, and that was the deeper meaning for it. And then to see them get the hate. Like especially what John Cena got back in the day, it showed how you should carry yourself even when the whole world turns against you. You still carry yourself. Why? Because that's just who you are.
John Cena's like the Jesus of wrestling. Cause everybody was hating on him and shit.
Yeah, but looking back, he was the purest thing wrestling ever had.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
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 So you don't want to sell out and shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, a
Yeah,
lot of
felt
I
good.
mean,
That's a Hulk Hogan.
he became like Floyd Mayweather, bro, where people kind of were tuning in. They watched because they wanted to see him get his ass whooped. They wanted to see him lose.
And then when you saw him wrestle a
love
great
him.
match,
And now when you watch it, when you watch someone get their ass whooped for like 10 minutes, and then in the last 2 minutes they somehow put it together. You know, we call it, oh, they're gonna John Cena this, because that's what John Cena would do. He would let these dudes fuck him up for like 10 minutes, have the crowd thinking John Cena's getting his ass kicked. Yeah. He's like, yeah, love it. And then he's gonna bust out that finisher in the last 30 seconds.
and everybody always like gets on John Cena about, oh, he's this, but nobody ever wanted to question the opponents that he went up against, and question like, could you even hang with this guy? Because Chris Jericho could, a lot of the top-notch wrestlers could, but all the other guys that faced him,
You know what? I kind of want to see that now. I want to see Chris Jericho versus John Cena.
man, that was a good ass match.
We should go watch that.
But yeah, that was the deeper meaning, and even when you're hated, how some of these heel characters would carry themselves. It's fucking
heel
Yeah.
characters.
Okay. Oh my bad. Wrestling,
Yeah, we should.
Wrestling
my bad.
terms is this: baby faces the good guys, heels are the bad guys.
Heels are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Babyface are the good guys.
Yeah.
And you can turn from good to bad.
You could.
Yeah,
Bad
you
to
can.
good. Obviously wrestling
Yeah.
had its turns and twists and plot twists and shit.
The greatest, heel turns, you can probably find them.
Well, because I know Bret Hart was good for a long time, and then he turned bad.
Because they start hating on him too. He became too you're too good. We know you're the best wrestler. Boo, fuck you. They all started like this other
And he
guy,
didn't
Shawn
like-
Michaels, because Shawn Michaels
Oh, yeah.
was like I'm the bad boy. Fuck you. Like he would be like he's like I'm gonna be anti. He's like you're gonna be Mr. for the kids, Mr. I'm the hero. He's like fuck you, bro. Suck it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously all the young people, everybody, including myself, back in the day, got all behind it, bro. We all fell for it, and this is why so much of our generation.
Well, that's okay. I felt the same way for like Eminem dissing Will Smith. I fell for it. Like I used to love Will Smith.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just comparing it to
No, you're right.
that.
You're right, I think wrestling in the '90s had a lot to do with like why the generation kind of fell the way it did. Everybody wanted to like just be a heel. Fuck everything. You know what I'm saying?
They
I
want
don't
to be
give a
the
fuck.
lonely guy.
Suck it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Anti-establishment. Instead of being a guy who has moral set codes. Any guy, even in wrestling, bro, a guy who had set codes like even Kurt, he get booed.
And he
Dude,
did.
yeah.
In the beginning, Kurt Angle got booed. He talks about this, out of character. He'll say, yeah, bro, like, at first I was like, well, what the fuck? What am I not doing right? He's like, well, you're the perfect athlete. You're literally won Olympic medals, bro. These fans, they look at you like too perfect. Like, get the fuck out of here. You make
Feel bad about themselves.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's the reality. You make them think about their, shortcomings. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, when you compare yourself to anybody, you're gonna just think about your shortcomings anyway. So that's
That's their own shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But so Kurt Angle realized, fine, I have to absorb these boos and become a heel. Say, fine, yeah, I'm the best. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? You are all pieces of shit. You are all lazy. You're all fucking losers.
He just fell into
Yeah,
it.
bro, and he became one of the best promo guys ever. Looking back, as a kid, I was highly annoyed by him because I hated his theme music. His character was annoying. But now you look back and you realize this was the first dude who was a legit athlete that could hang with these crazy motherfuckers, bro. And he did. Like, he became a savage himself. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Yeah, Kurt Angle, that's why he's on my Mount Rushmore for sure. That's what I said, you know what I'm saying? He's number 3 on that list, bro, for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker go hard every time.
Yeah.
He was so intense that you could tell, bro, like, when he was trying to fight Kurt Angle, you did something bad, or you just had an ass whipping coming to you, bro. Because Kurt Angle's gonna fuck you up. That's how people look at Daniel Bryanson right now. Where Daniel Bryanson is, bro. If you see it, bro, when they're coming in to fight, like those guys are already shook. Like, man, Daniel Bryanson's gonna fuck me up. And Daniel Bryanson, he's not like scrawny. He's got muscle, but that's not how he fights. His fighting, he's gonna twist and turn your joints and your fucking bro, he's gonna fuck you up.
You're basically gonna go through like a chiropractor and a yoga session.
But imagine a chiropractor want to fucking kill you, bro.
Right, the opposite.
Yes. He's gonna twist you in ways to hurt you, bro.
We have seen this man take,
months to repair.
Yes, bro. It's scary to wait. Like,
we've seen this guy take chops to the chest, like actual backhand chops to the chest, from dudes that are like almost a foot taller than him, and he stands there and takes them, like he just barely tapped him.
Yeah, he's
And
wrestling.
I wonder if it like really hurt and he just like he just knows.
Oh
how to
yeah,
do it.
no, paint tolerance is guys.
he's just an intense motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, he is probably the best David of wrestling. You know, David and Goliath. He's
Yeah.
David. You know,
You know,
he's the best version of that.
one guy we don't do justice is Shinsuke.
Yeah, but I like Tanahashi and even Shibata a little better. Shibata is another.
Oh yeah, Shibata was just pure intensity, bro. He didn't do the gimmick shit. He didn't do anything like that, bro. Like when he came out, just straight to the ring,
Fuck you
bro.
up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, that's our wrestling story. Oh, look at that.
35.
35 minutes. That was nice. You're
Yeah.
right. 30, 40-minute podcast, you know. All right. 99.
See you on the,
Alright.
see you on
Peace.
the next one.
Yay. Hit this.